Stay at home. Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't swim in the sea. Oh my god. It is so windy. I'm Ronnie, and my travel style can be a little intense. I like to see it all, do it all, and experience everything that a place has to offer. So if you're up for a really immersive travel experience, you're in the right place. This video is all about heading inland and up into the spectacular mountain interior, experiencing the dramatic shifts in weather and scenery. I'll be driving down into the historic Curral das Freiras and then head up to the Eira do Serrado viewpoint. I'll stop at Miradoro de Paredo and Miradoro de Nagra and then climb further up to one of the island's highest points, Pico de Arieiro, where the weather was particularly moody. And finish with a visit to Ribeiro Frio. It's a journey through peaks, valleys, forests, and quite a lot of wind and rain. Leaving the coast behind and heading inland towards the centre of Madeira, the roads inevitably start to climb, often quite steeply with plenty of hairpin bends. It's a scenic drive in itself, passing through small villages and forests as you gain altitude. Our first stop on this trip is Curral das Freiras, often known as the Valley of the Nuns. The story here goes back to the 16th century. Nuns from the Santa Clara Convent down in Funchal fled inland to this remote, hidden valley to escape attacks from pirates who were raiding the coast. Curral means enclosure, so the name literally translates to the Nuns' enclosure. You can see why it was such a good hiding place, surrounded on almost all sides by massive imposing mountains. Down in the village itself, situated way down at the bottom of this deep cauldron-like valley, it feels incredibly isolated and protected.
I don't know if I really have words to describe this place. This feels like Asia or something. It doesn't feel like a European island. This place feels like something like out of another world. It's so lush, it's so green. There was really heavy rain last night, so I feel like in the bits where there's waterfalls as well, they're going to be pretty cool today.
It's a small community, famous for its chestnuts. They grow pretty well around here. Exploring the village gives you a sense of its unique, secluded atmosphere. I stopped for a coffee here and ended up with possibly the weirdest looking cappuccino I've ever had. Can't say it was a highlight taste-wise either, but still memorable.
It seems the rain is never far away. I think it'll look a bit ridiculous. Hoodie, shorts, sunglasses. Definitely look like a stupid tourist. I do have a waterproof in my car, actually. Look at that, sun's coming out now.
After visiting the village, I headed back up out of the valley towards the famous viewpoint, Eira do Serrado. Perched high above the valley floor, this spot offers a classic, breathtaking panorama down into the Curral das Freiras.
Always prepared. Waterproof on. Check out this view. Nuts in it. What a crazy place. Now it looks like there's a path around here. That's where we were. And there. I always have these signs saying, danger, fallen rocks. I feel like that never happens. I think it does here.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit wet and quite windy and quite cold, but the view's nice. Well, when you can see it, it's nice. So there's a path here that goes round. So I guess we'll go and do that. Oh, it's wet.
Looking down from here, you can appreciate the scale of the surrounding mountains and just how hidden away the village really is. It's an amazing view, although the wind can really whip through here.
The wind here is nuts. If I go out here,
Stay at home. Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't swim in the sea.
fuck. Oh my god. It is so windy. I mean, I'm not light, but I think I might blow away. If I held my arms up, I might fly. Bloody hell. are so high up. The terrain here it feels so like tropical and it's crazy.
It gives you a sense of Madeira's dramatic interior landscape and the history behind the valley's name.
And this is where you are, kind of hanging over the edge. Pretty cool. Hi. What's that? What's that? It's strange, the wind and rain seems to come and go so quickly. A second ago it was horrendous. Oh, there's a rainbow. Somewhere. 1 minute it's like you're in the middle of a storm and then it's just calm. I don't know if you'd ever get it clear up here, you're so high up, but it would be nice to come back and see it on a clear day, or a clearer day. I don't know if it's just because it's also Portuguese, but it reminds me of Rio a little bit with the landscape. I just heard from over here, very much sounded like rocks falling or a tree cracking and falling. And there is just, I think, just one road up here. Here comes the rain again.
There's also a big hotel complex here with a cafe and gift shop selling pretty much every kind of tourist tat imaginable, if that's your sort of thing. From Eira do Serrado, the road continues climbing towards the high peaks. Another worthwhile stop along this route is the Miradoro do Paredo.
I was driving up here. I thought, oh, is that a cat on the road? It was a bloody eagle. Pretty high up here. Like, we were high up before and we've just climbed loads more. So cool. So I think there's a viewpoint out over this side, although we're kind of in the clouds, so I'm not sure what we'll see, if anything. So if you come up here and the weather's horrendous, you've just got to sort of wait it out. It passes so quickly. And look now, no rain. And the sun's coming back out. Give it 30 seconds and the rain will be back again, but still, it's pretty cool. A pretty nice view up here. Again, try to see if we can see. No, where we came from will be around the other side actually. It'll be over here. Let's see if we can see. Crazy. I mean, it's cool. I actually think the view a bit lower down is a bit better. That's maybe just because there's so many clouds. You'd be able to see a bit more if the clouds are a bit higher, but I mean, we were down there, which was, I think, over 1,000 meters, and I'd say we've climbed at least another 500, I would have thought.
The viewpoint sits at high altitude. It gives you a different perspective again from Eira do Serrado, looking more across the mountaintops. Just slightly further along the road towards Pico do Arieiro, it's also worth pulling over quickly at the Miradoro da Negra.
The advantage of coming on a day like this, where the weather's not the most pleasant, is that there's not really many people, so it's pretty chilled. Pretty chilled like me. It's very cold. Amazing view though. Wonder if is that Funchal? I think that's Funchal. Or maybe we're a bit further in than that, who knows?
The main goal for many heading up here is Pico do Arieiro. This is Madeira's third highest peak, standing at over 1,810 metres, which is almost 6,000 feet. And crucially, it's one you can drive almost right to the summit of. The road up is impressive, winding higher and higher, with the vegetation changing as you gain altitude, becoming sparser and more alpine.
Go to Madeira in winter, they said. It'll be beautiful. I feel like an Eskimo. I look like an Eskimo. Eskimos wouldn't be wearing shorts though. If you think I'm being dramatic about the cold, look. We've got ice. Actual ice on the ground. This is the 4th highest point on the island. And I guess it's just luck weather-wise. Look at the clouds blowing out. You can see them blowing with the wind. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. That's crazy. And big communications tower here. And there's lots of hikes you can do from here, but am I doing that? I'm not prepared for hiking. Mentally, emotionally, physically. Actually, let's do a little hike. Let's hike over. Oh my god, do you hear the wind? I'm keeping my hood up mostly because it's not actually raining. Just because the wind is so cold. So cold. It's blowing very much from this direction. So right now, this big domey thing is protecting me. And when it's clear, not like today, you can see pretty far, but from here, even on today with the clouds, the views are still pretty cool. This would be a nice thing to do in like the height of summer, because it's going to be pretty cool up here. You'll get a relief from the heat. We are 1,800 meters up, or 6,000 feet, in the clouds, with the wind. I tell you, when the sun does come out, it's lovely. Like, it's a really nice temperature when there's no wind and the sun's out. Look at that view. Isn't that cool? Well, that's my hiking done. That was enough. Yeah, it would be good though. Like, if I came back here, probably more likely when I come back here, because there's cheap flights to here from the UK quite often. Maybe not in the height of summer actually, it'd be a bit more expensive then, but yeah, if I came back here in the summer, I think it's coming. Oh, there's the rain. There's the rain. Oh, there we go. Oh, hold on. See, a second ago, we had the sun and it was lovely. Nice and warm in the sun. And you just get battered by wind and rain. Oh my god. I've got a vest on underneath this hoodie. Like, how optimistic was that? I'm gonna go and warm my legs up in the car.
After experiencing the high peaks before heading back to Funchal, I stopped by Ribeiro Frio.
This is Ribeiro Frio, which I think means cold river, maybe? At least the sun's out down here though. Somewhat warm.
Nestled within a dense green canopy of Madeira's famous Laurissilva forest. This ancient type of laurel forest once covered much of southern Europe, but now only survives in Microclimates, that's Madeira, the Azores, the Canaries and Cape Verde. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it feels quite special. Damp, mossy, full of ferns and ancient looking trees, a real contrast to the exposed mountaintops. The area is also a very popular starting point for walks along the Levadas. Stopping at Ribeiro Frio gives you a feel for this different, cooler, forested mountain environment before heading back towards the coast.
Very cool place. It feels very... It's like a combination of being really natural and also like man-made, because this waterfall bit here is man-made, but then the rest of it, and then we've got these steps, but they're kind of rough. I'm going to go back down them, hopefully without slipping, because they're wet.
On the route back down, there are plenty of places where the views open up again, especially if the weather clears. We pulled over briefly at one spot just to take in the view one last time, before heading back into the city. So that was my journey into Madeira's mountainous heart. From exploring the village around the valley of the Nuns and surviving a dodgy cappuccino, looking back down from the windy Eira do Serrado, taking in the panoramic views on the way up to Pico de Arieiro, and finishing in the cool damp forests around Ribeiro Frio. Driving up here gives you a different appreciation for the island's scale, its volcanic origins, and its changeable microclimates. There's much more to Madeira than just the coastline, and it's definitely worth heading for the hills. If you want to see more content like this, please give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, it really helps. Cheers, see you soon.